everybody, Legend for Life here, bringing you guys a brand new video. This time we are continuing off from the VJUMP Collector's Pack leak from yesterday, and we are covering the structure deck, the first structure deck for the Vrains era, as well as also the new set that I believe this is the first stuff that's been announced for it, which is the new Duels pack, which of course has some really cool retrains, and also of course new support for older decks. And then, of course, a new card was announced today, so I'm going to cover that too, because why not? So, first and foremost is Trigate Wizard. This is for the structure deck, and I believe this is going to be, I think this is probably going to be all of our new cards here. I don't know, there might be one or two more new cards, but if I had to take a guess, probably one more Link monster. Anyway, so Trigate Wizard, fitting his name, he is a Link 3, so he points left and right and up. Link 3, Earth, Cyberse, or I still think it's Cyberse, not Cyberse, it just sounds stupid being Cyberse. Type Link effect monster, attack 2200, of course, as I said, points up, left and right. He needs non-token monsters, minimum 2. I get the feeling that Konami's going to specify that you can't use tokens for a lot of these, a lot of the future Link monsters, because they don't want you cheating and using tokens and stuff, you know. Well, I say cheating, but, you know, basically cheating the system, you know, using tokens and making it super easy to summon these kind of monsters and stuff. So I get the feeling that we're going to see most, if not all, future Link monsters say non-tokens, non-token monsters. And he needs minimum of 2. Of course, he's in Link 3, so most of the time we're going to be using 3 monsters. Attack 2200, not very great, I would say, so far, judging by how most Link 3 monsters have been, or at least monsters of similar caliber. So he has 3 effects, but he only gets those effects if he is in a mutual link, and he gets each effect, he gets more effects based on how many mutual links he is in. And that's kind of what the structure deck is going to be focused on, is getting mutual links going and everything. And judging from how everything seems to be, it might even be able to go and do a, I forget what it's called, but it's when you take over both extra monster zones. I forgot what it's called, but anyways. So this card gains these effects depending on the number of monsters in a mutual link with it. 1 or more, if a monster in a mutual link with this card battles an opponent's monster, the battle damage it inflicts to your opponent is doubled. So he basically gives your other monsters that are mutually linked to him, so potentially 3 other monsters double battle damage, which is really good. 2 or more, once per turn, you can target 1 card on the field, banish it. Pretty good as well. And then 3 or more, well, 3 once per turn during your player's turn. When a card or effect is activated, you can negate that activation, and if you do, banish it. So he seems pretty good. My biggest issue with this guy is that his attack is just crap in general. 2200, that's going to be super easy to get over for a lot of things, and I feel like that unless you're playing something that increases his attack power, I really don't know. And it only gets worse with the next one, the Link 2, which is 1600 attack power. For a Link 2, heck, for just about anything, that's basically, I would say, like equivalent to a Xyz monster that needs 2 level 4s or something. Does 1600 attack power, these stat lines on these just seem abysmal. Okay, I don't know. I mean, I guess it's because it's the first Link stuff. I don't know how easy or hard it is going to be to actually get these out, but these stat lines just feel abysmal to me. Am I the only one who feels like that? I don't know. The one thing I will say, though, is that I freaking love the artwork for these cards. Trigate Magician especially. He looks just freaking awesome. And then, sorry, Wizard, not Magician. Anyways, next up is Binal Sorceress. Link 2, Earth, Cyberse, type effect monster. Anyways, attack 1600, points left and right. That's kind of obnoxious. But hey, it's 2, and it's pretty good for opening up more of your zones. This card gains these effects upon a number of monsters in a mutual link with it. 1 or more, when a monster in a mutual link with this card inflicts battle damage to your opponent, you can activate this effect, gain life points equal to that amount. Pretty decent. I like it how they have a way to gain life points. There's not many ways to gain life points in Yu-Gi-Oh! So being able to gain life points is pretty nice. And once per turn, your first turn, you can target 2 face-up monsters you control. Until the end of this turn, half the attack of one of them, and then the other gains attack equal to that amount. I get that this is kind of trying to mitigate the fact that they have crap stats, but really, how often are you going to be able to get these 2 out in the same turn? I'm just saying. it seems like it's not going to be all that great. I really feel like that there needs to be more ways to bump up their attack power. That or reduce your opponents. Next up, we have Dual Assemblum. Another card I freaking love the artwork for. Okay, thank you. I suck at that game. Wow, I seriously don't have internet. Wow. Anyways, Dual Assemblum, level 8 Dark Cyberse type effect monster. Attack 2800, 1000 defense. You can only use this card's name first effect once per turn. If this card is in your hand or graveyard, you can banish 2 Cyberse type monsters from your hand and or face up from your field. Spell summon this card, but its attack is halved. And once per turn, you can banish 1 card from your hand, banish a monster on the field whose attack is lower than or equal to this card's attack. Okay, if this card was able to banish monsters from your graveyard, this guy would be good. He'd be a 1-of. He'd be maybe even a 2-of. But considering that you have to banish the Cyberse from your hand or field, I don't know. That just seems not all that great. And from what we've seen of Cyberse so far, they seem to be more focused on graveyard, bringing stuff back from the graveyard and all that. So I really am very iffy on this card. I think he's maybe a 1-of, if that. And that's a big if. He is a level 8 though, so you could play Trade-In, which is a nice idea. And hey, Dad, get him in the graveyard so you can summon him from your graveyard. But even then, you're still banishing 2 cards. You're negging yourself in order to summon a 1400 beater who can maybe banish a baby dragon or something like that. So I'm incredibly iffy on this card. I really am. Hey, and he's also dark, so he's also a lower darkness target. At least he has drawing. At least he's compatible with a lot of drawing cards. Next up is Claudia, and this just mirrors like almost every Cyberse that we've seen: light, dark, or earth. Anyway, so this is Claudia, obviously supposed to like kind of mirror Clouder from the starter deck. Level 4 Dark Cyberse type effect monster, 1800 tag, 0 defense. When this card is normal summon, you can target a Cyberse in your graveyard except itself, add it to your hand. So yeah, that's pretty good. And then if this card is destroyed by battle or card effects, you can spell summon 1 level 4 lower Cyberse from your deck except Claudia. So not only does whenever is he normal summon, you get to just add something back from your graveyard, but if he's destroyed, you get to spell summon a level 4 or lower Cyberse. That is really good. My only issue is you can't summon another copy of himself. You know, then he'd be a giant rat basically, which you can't do sadly, but he still seems pretty good overall, just being able to get back stuff from grave, maybe get Clouder, or get back Cyberse Wizard, stuff like that. This guy seems pretty good overall. Next up is Balancer Lord. It kind of looks like a photon monster. Is that just me? Level 4 light Cyberse type effect monster, 1700 attack, 1200 defense. You can only use this card's second effect once per turn. And once per turn, you can pay 1000 life points. During your main phase, you can normal summon 1 Cyberse type monster. In addition to your normal summoner set, you can only gain this effect once per turn. If this card is banished, you can spell summon a level 4 or lower monster from your hand. Now, obviously, that is supposed to coincide with the big guy over here, Assemblum, but he summons it from the freaking hand. Okay, that is so obnoxious. Why does that not summon from grave or deck? Okay, you're already nagging yourself 2 from hand to summon Dual Assemblum. And then, okay, yeah, you can use Bouncer Lord's effect to summon out a dude from your hand, but you're gonna, that's just so incredibly, that's not cost effective. That is not cost effective. The biggest benefit that this guy gives is that you can pay 1000 life points, normal summon a Cyberse in addition to your normal summoner set. That is really good. The second effect is not going to come up too often unless he's in your graveyard and you banish him and a Claudia for BLS or something. That's actually really stupid now that I think about it. Probably a good thing that made it towards a once per turn effect. So I like this card. I like what he does. I like both effects. But considering if you just look at the structure deck and you look at Dual Assemblum, and obviously that's how you're supposed to be banishing Balancer Lord, that's not good. That is really not good. Okay? I like this card. I don't like how he works with the deck though. So far at least. And then Dot Scraper. Dot Scaper. I don't know why, but this thing reminds me a lot of 3D Dot Game Heroes, which I still haven't played. I really want to get it, but like, good luck finding that game. Level 1 Earth Cyberse type effect monster, 0 attack, 2100 defense. You can only use the one effect of this card's names. You can only use one of this card's names effect per turn and only once at turn, and each of those effects can only be used once per duel. So you can only use one effect per turn, and both effects can only be used once a duel. That is insanely restrictive. I'm not a big fan of these super restrictive effects, but considering his effects, yeah, I can see it. So, if this card is sent to the graveyard, you can special summon it, and if he's banished, you can special summon it. So, obviously, this is where this guy, obviously with him and Balancer Lord, they're supposed to be the ones that you're going to be banishing to summon Dual Assemblum, and then, hey, you get 2 summons, and then you can go for your links. That sounds good on paper, but Balancer Lord still summons from hand, and Dotscaper you can only use once per duel. Now, that being said, though, he still is a really good card, and I feel like that him and a lot of the other Cyberse are going to be very, very good, along with just future support as more of this stuff comes out. As you guys know, I am like really high for Cyberse type, and I'm really liking from what we've seen for everything so far. My biggest issue with Cyberse so far is that a lot of their big playmakers are once per duel effects, which is very, very obnoxious, and it makes the deck super restrictive. And I feel like Konami is very scared or very wary of making this stuff incredibly powerful. I guess they don't want a repeat of like Grand Soil Psychics or something. I don't know. But anyways, I do like these cards so far. On to the Duelist Pack stuff. We got a lot of cool new stuff. So Red Eyes has gotten some new support. Red Eyes Slash Dragon, level 7 Dark Dragon type fusion effect monster, 20 under attack, 24 under defense, needs a Red Eyes Black Dragon, specifically Red Eyes Black Dragon, by the way, and then 1 warrior type monster. When a Red Eyes monster declares an attack, you can target a warrior type monster in graveyard, equip it to this card as an as an equipped card with this effect. The fusion monster has now become an Xyz monster. The equipped monster gains 200 attack. So basically, whenever a Red Eyes attacks, you can target a warrior in your grave and equip it to this guy. He gains 200 attack for every card equipped to him by this effect, which is really nice. He gets up to 3,000 with one of his own attacks, and if you attack with like a different Red Eyes first, he can get to like 32. Pretty good, I guess. That's the only way to equip stuff onto him by that effect, but it gets better with the other 2 effects. During each player's turn, when the effect of a card that targets a card you control is activated, you can send 1 equipped card you control to the graveyard, negate that activation, and if you do, destroy it. So basically, if you're filling up this thing, he's basically a Phylon Omega, which I really, really like. By the way, can Phylons get more support, please, Konami, please? So basically, oh hey, your opponent tries to Trident this. Okay, no. Oh hey, Kieran, which is banned now in both TCG and OCG, but still. Oh hey, no, this is going to negate it. Try to destroy it. And then, of course, also this thing has a 3rd effect, and this is really awesome. If this card is destroyed by battle or card effect, special summon from your graveyard as many monsters that were equipped to this card as possible. So that is really, really, really awesome. Just, oh hey, I can protect my stuff and my own card and my other stuff. Or if you somehow do kill this guy, you can just special summon all of the freaking equipped cards on it to the field. That is really, really, really cool. I like that. This thing's effects are really awesome. They all work together. They all work with obviously all the Red Eye stuff. I really like this, and there's going to be even more Red Eye stuff that we're going to get to here in a second, because you might be wondering, why would you play a Warrior in Red Eyes? Well, they got a Warrior. So first and foremost, before we get to the Warrior, though, Red Eyes Baby Dragon. It is literally Baby Dragon stats, except it's a dark. And it's a baby Red Eyes, and I love it. It's adorable. The only thing that they could have done to make this thing even cuter was like have it in like the egg, like just having hatched. But that's Red Eyes Black Chick, and that thing's not technically a Red Eyes card, which is still obnoxious. So, Red Eyes Baby Dragon. Excuse me. Level 3 Dark Dragon type effect monster, 1200 attack, 1700 defense. And also to say that I love it how the artwork mirrors Baby Dragon. When this card is destroyed by battle and sent to the graveyard, you can special summon 1 level 7 or lower Red Eyes monster from your deck. And if you do, equip this card as an equipped card from your graveyard to that monster with this effect. It gains 300 attack. And then if this card that was destroyed to, if this card that was equipped to a monster, god dang it people, shut up. If this card that was equipped to a monster is sent to the graveyard, you can add 1 level 1 dragon type monster from your deck to your hand. So not only does it tutor out any level 7 or lower Red Eyes, which is, well, the majority of the main deck, and then if it not only does it do that, but also if it is sent from the field as an equipped card to the graveyard, you can add any level 1 dragon type monster from your deck to your hand. So you can either get Blackstone of Legend, or you can get the Black Metal Dragon, the level 1 that can equip onto Red Eyes. Really good card overall. I like this thing. My biggest issue is that its effect, the main one, has to be destroyed by battle, which is not that great because, oh, hey, if your opponent knows you're playing Red Eyes and they know you set a monster, they might just, oh, hey, I don't know, Dark Hole it. Or if you try to attack into something, they might just Mirror Force it. You won't get the effect. Next up, we have Red Eyes Metal Knight Gearfried. Yep, that's right. Gearfried has joined the ranks of being a Red Eyes, and I love it. Just the sheer fact that Gearfried is being introduced into the archetype now as well is freaking awesome. Why is Gearfried not an archetype either, by the way? Because he has enough cards where he could probably be a freaking archetype, but nope, he's being made into a Red Eyes card. So, level 4 Dark Warrior type effect monster, 1800 attack, 1600 defense. Once per turn, if this card is equipped by an equipped card, you can destroy that equipped card. Then you can destroy one spell or trap card on the field. Your opponent controls. Or, once per turn, you can send one equipped card you control that is equipped to this card to the graveyard and target one level 7 or lower Red Eyes monster in your graveyard. Special summon it. So obviously he combos really well with Red Eyes Baby Dragon, because like, oh hey, Baby Dragon gets destroyed, special summon Gearfried, equip onto Gearfried, he jumps up to 21. Then you can either destroy that equipped card, pop a spell or trap card your opponent controls, and then search out like Black Snow Legend, or you can send that little dude to the graveyard and then special summon a level 7 or lower Red Eyes in your grave. That is really awesome, and it just has a lot of synergy with the cards. I really, really like that. And I can't wait to see what else this archetype is getting from this set. Now, that being said, though, they still have one more card, and that is Red Eyes Fang with Chain. They retrained freaking Kunai with Chain and made it into a Red Eyes card, and I love it. They're literally making freaking Joey's deck, actually, like Joey's deck, but everything focused on Red Eyes, which is pretty awesome. I like it. So, Red Eyes Fang with Chain, which is weird, just simply to say. I think it should be like Red Eyes Kunai with Chain or something. I don't know. Normal trap card. Target one Red Eyes monster you control. Equip this card to that target. It can make up to 2 attacks on monsters during each battle phase. That can get really scary with freaking Black Skull Archfiend, who can't, like, your opponent can't respond to the attacks with. Or heck, if you have it equipped onto Red Eyes Slash Dragon, he can equip himself with 2 more stuff. That is pretty good. I like that. And then you can send this equipped card to the graveyard and target one effect monster in the field. Equip it to the monster this card is equipped to. While equipped to this effect, that monster's attack and defense become the same as that monster's equipped to it. So basically, you can send it to the graveyard, target an effect monster in the field. Like, for instance, I don't know, I'm trying to think of a big monster everybody's playing. Ultimate Conductor Tyranno, your opponent has. And then, hope to God they don't nuke it. and equip it onto a Red Eyes that was equipped with this. And then, yeah, your Red Eyes becomes 3,500. That's pretty good. I like that. It's pretty cool. Obviously, like, I use a poor example, but, like, you know, think of any big monster that, like, is commonly played. Or, heck, even just big monsters in general. So, really good card, I would say, overall. Next up, we got some more Amazonas support, which is incredibly awesome. Not only are we getting the anime Amazonas stuff in the Collector's Pack, but they're giving us completely brand new cards in the Duelist Pack. So, Amazonas Princess, level 3, Earth Warrior type effect monster, 1200 attack, 900 defense. You only use the second effect once per turn. First effect, this card's name becomes Amazonas Queen while on the field and in a graveyard. Some people are saying that this makes Amazonas Queen completely redundant and you don't need to play her anymore. I disagree heavily with that, especially considering one of this card's effects, and considering that Amazonas Queen still protects all your Amazonases from being destroyed by battle, which is still a really, really good effect. So, second effect, if this card is normal or special summon, you can add 1 Amazonas spell or trap card from your deck to your hand, which is pretty good. I like a lot of the Amazonas spell and trap cards. I say a lot, but like really just the field spell and one of the new cards in here, and then also some of the other stuff. Amazonases have a real mixed bag in terms of spell and trap card support, so yeah. And then when this card declares an attack, you can send 1 other card you control or have in your hand to the graveyard. Special summon an Amazonas monster from your deck in defense position except herself. And that's the big reason why I think that playing Amazonas Queen is still worth it, because you can send a card, Special Summon Queen from deck. She'll be in defense, but all your Amazonases will be safe from being destroyed by battle. And then, of course, if you have some back row, you can protect your monsters from being destroyed by card effects. So really, really good card overall. I like this thing a lot. Really awesome. And then we got a baby version of Tiger, and it's adorable. I love it. It's so cute. It's a level 2 Earth Beast type effect monster, 500 attack, 500 defense. You can only use this card's second effect once per turn. This card's name becomes Amazoness Tiger while in the field or in a graveyard. Pretty good, considering that Amazoness Tiger is like 1100 and gains 400 attack for every, like, I believe it's 400 attack at least, for every Amazoness you control. Except itself, if I remember correctly, and it forces your opponent to attack it. I feel like the discard here is going to be like a really big improvement. So it becomes Amazoness Tiger while on the field or in grave, and if we're getting Amazoness Liger, that's going to be even better. If an Amazoness monster is normal or spell summon to your field, if this card is in your hand or graveyard, spell summon this card. Notice how that's not optional. That is a mandatory effect. So if you normal summon or spell summon an Amazoness, you must spell summon this card. And then this card gains 100 attack for each Amazoness card in your graveyard. So like late game, I guess it could get to like 2,000. It does count every card, so I don't know. It's really cool. I like this card a lot. It doesn't really work too well with the original Amazoness Tiger because you can only control one Amazoness Tiger. But still, this thing is adorable. It's awesome. I love all of its effects. Really good. I don't think the attack increase is going to be like anything important because let's face it, it's really just not going to be. And yeah, I think this thing's going to be played heavily over Amazoness Tiger, the original. Pet Baby Tiger is awesome. Next up is Amazoness Call, quick play spell card. You can only activate one card with this card's name per turn. Take one Amazoness card from your deck, except Amazoness Call, and either add it to your hand or send it to the graveyard. You can banish this card from your graveyard and target an Amazoness monster you control during this turn. Other monsters you control cannot attack. That target can attack all monsters your opponent controls once each. Really, really good card. The fact that this card is a quick play it just kind of like confuses me because you can just add any Amazoness card from your deck to your hand like during your opponent's turn. Like if you have multiples, you can add one during your turn and you can set the other copy, add another add another Amazoness during your opponent's turn. Pretty good overall. I like it. Next up is Amazoness Ambush, continuous trap card once per turn. During your player's battle phase, you can special summon one Amazoness from your hand, but it gains 500 attack until the end of this turn. I like it how they like, but it gains 500 attack. And I'm like, why is that like phrased as being a bad thing? After damage calculation, when an Amazoness monster you control battled an opponent's monster, you can banish that opponent's monster. Well then. And then if this card on the field is destroyed and sent to the graveyard, you can target an Amazoness in your grave, special summon it. This card is freaking awesome. Not only is it a once per turn call to haunted during Everprayer's battle phase, and Amazoness gets stronger with the attack, but also it freaking makes your Amazonesses all, what was it called? That one monster, oh yeah, Demock, where, oh hey, if it kills a monster in battle, banish that monster. And then it's a freaking monster reborn if it gets destroyed, which is hilarious and awesome, and I love this card. Oh god, like seriously, I feel like the Amazonesses, with all the new support, they might actually be a solid tier 2 deck with all the new support from Collector's Pack and Duelist Pack. So it's going to be very, very interesting to see what Amazoness do after all of this. I got one more Amazoness card to cover real quick, and that is Amazoness Spy. This card was just revealed today. Yeah, I know I'm doing this a day after the VJUMP Leaks. At least this particular part. Let's see here. I can already guarantee you that that part right there is going to be censored. Amazoness Spy, which I believe there already is an Amazoness Spy. Let me double check, because I remember people being confused about that. So it's a level 3 Earth Warrior type effect monster, 800 attack, 1200 defense. You can only use this card's first effect once per turn. You can reveal one other Amazoness monster in your hand, special summon this card from your hand. When this card is destroyed by battle and sent to the graveyard, you can target an Amazoness monster in your graveyard, except itself, either add it to your hand or shuffle it to your deck. Pretty good overall. It's mostly used as tribute fodder for getting out Queen, and heck, you can, since it's a level 3, you can also use it to go for rank 3s thanks to Princess also having, I believe, no, Princess doesn't have a special summon effect, but I could have sworn it did. But still, it like her plus Princess can make a rank 3. Really, really good overall. I like that. And I'm actually gonna, let's see here. I can't spell. I could have sworn there was a card that. Oh, Scouts. That's why I was confused. Okay, I remember people being confused in the comments of the original episode where Spy was played. So, now then, on to the next part, the water stuff. Really, Oh dear lord, they made freaking they made freaking legendary fisherman an archetype, and I love it. So first and foremost, a stronghold whale, a retrain of fortress whale, level 7, attack 2350. It's a water fish type, 2150 attack. You can only use this discard's name's first effect once per turn. If this card is in your hand or graveyard, you can contribute 2 water monsters spell summon this card. If this card is special summon, you can set 1 sea stealth attack directly from your deck to your field. Once per turn, during your opponent's turn, when an opponent's card or effect that targets exactly 1 water monster you control and no other cards is activated, you can negate that activation and if you to destroy it. Wow, this is such a big improvement from your original Fortress Whale. Now, granted, Fortress Whale, which for some reason, by the way, is a big collector's card. I don't like. I kind of get the nostalgia. Let's see. I'm curious because I remember it being like $200. I don't know if it still is or not. But compared to the original Fortress Whale, this thing is like really, really freaking good. Granted, the original Fortress Whale was a non-effect, freaking ritual monster. I'm still curious. Let's see. Yeah, Fortress Whale, $200. Candace, get a reprint, please. The collector, and then look at it. The freaking ritual spell is $2, but the freaking card itself is $300 for freaking the original Fortress Whale. Stronghold Whale, please do not be like that. Do not be $300, even though you're infinitely better than Fortress Whale. So yeah, Stronghold Whale, really awesome card, and I'm actually trying to see just what all the, if there's any differences like in the card art. Looks like it has more guns. Yeah, I think it has more guns. And the horn looks different. Also, it doesn't have teeth. It has the actual whale stuff. And I don't know what they call it. Next up, we are finally getting to Legendary Fisherman 2. I remember when Legendary Fisherman 3 came out, everybody was confused because they're like, where's number 2? They skipped 2. So Legendary Fisherman 2, level 5 water warrior type effect monster, 2200 attack, 1800 defense. This card's name becomes Legendary Fisherman while on the field or in the graveyard. Really good because then you can easily get out Legendary Fisherman 3. While Umi is on the field, this card is unaffected by other monster effects. I think that's the same thing as the original Legendary Fisherman. If this face-up card leaves the field by an opponent's card effect or is destroyed by battle, you can add 1 level 7 water monster from your deck to your hand. So obviously you can search out Stronghold Whale. And then we got Rage of Kiryun-Shin, which kind of makes me hope that we get a reprint of this guy. Not reprint, retrain. Quick play spell card, you can activate 1 per turn. If Umi is on the field, target the number of monsters your opponent controls up to the number of water monsters you control whose original level is 5 or higher. Destroy as many of them as possible, and if you do, those monster zones cannot be used until the end of the next turn. That is really scary, especially if your opponent has like a bunch of monster zones freed up thanks to like link monsters and stuff. They can't use those zones. So like if you destroy the ones like where, oh hey, those monsters are in like the link pointed areas, they can't use those zones anymore. That is scary good. I like this card a lot. And heck, I really feel like that this deck is going to have a lot of what is it called, synergy with the white aura deck that was revealed a while ago that I talked about the other day that are in the collector's pack. Let's see if I can find them real quick. Yeah, this deck over here, the Synchro deck. I feel like honestly they will probably have a pretty decent amount of synergy with this deck depending on what more this deck gets. I hope so, at least, because it can't be just a coincidence they're releasing 2 different water decks at a time. So now then, for Sea Stealth Attack, which is the trap card that Stronghold Whale mentioned. Continuous trap card, when this card is activated, you can activate an Umi from your hand or graveyard. So you can grab back Umi from your graveyard, which is really awesome. And obviously there's like 5 different field spells that pretend to be Umi. So I would not be surprised at all if there was a new one coming out along with these. If Umi is face up on the field, this card gains these effects. Once per turn, you can banish a water monster you control till the end phase. During this turn, face up spawn trap cards you control cannot be destroyed by your opponent's card effects. Pretty good. So you banish the water until the end phase, and then during this turn, face up water, spawn trap cards you control cannot be destroyed by your opponent's card effects. Really good. So like, oh hey, your opponent tries to like Twin Thruster this and Umi, you chain this effect, you banish the water, oh hey, they can't be destroyed, and then you get the water monster back at end phase. Pretty good. At the start of the damage step, if a water monster you control whose original level is 5 or higher battles an opponent's monster, destroy that opponent's monster. Pretty good. I like this card a lot. It can really help out with getting rid of like bigger monsters, especially considering that both Legendary Fisherman, like all three Legendary Fishermen's and also Stronghold Whale, honestly don't have very great attack. So they'll be able to just destroy bigger things that, you know, they can't only run over in battle. So out of all these cards, I can't decide what I'm most hyped for. I'm hyped for all three of these. I can't wait to see what more we're getting out of this. Apparently, normally duels packs don't come out with very many new cards, but they're coming out with a lot of new cards in this, so I'm hoping there's some more. I'm really hoping there's some more. What are you guys most hyped for? The water stuff, Red Eyes, or Amazonas? I'm hyped for all three. I can't decide what I'm most hyped for, but I'm going to be definitely playing these on YgoPro here shortly once they get on there. Thank you all for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Have a great day. If it's your birthday, happy birthday. See you all later. Peace out and goodbye.